Hi, how you doing? I am gonna be here today. Don't you worry. But I will be gone for just a second, as I will then come back. And yeah, hopefully you guys can get to watch here, and I'll be back in maybe it's snowing in Donetsk. Is that snow? All right. I'll be back in half an hour, and then there's the explosion goes on, and we get on with the news. Type it in the chat. How you doing, 86? I'll be back in half an hour. Let's leave this up for you guys. Be back in half an hour, then the real news start. Hello. Hello. Sie Highness, kinda. No, I'm not German, don't worry. That'll be terrible. I'm back. A little sweaty, but, I'll have to deal with that. Oh, shit. Take off my headset for a minute here. So, yeah. A lot of stuff happening throughout most of the world. And I think I'm going to be working and doing 86 on a thing here. So let's run down the okay. I'm very sweaty. Came went for a run. I think I matched the half an hour mark pretty good. So oh yeah, but I'm sweaty because I went for a run. But yeah, it's hot there. It's quite hot. 109. That's quite hot. But here it is. So we have the first 1,122 mm high explosive projectiles produced by Ukrainian armored vehicles is in cooperation with an ammunition holding from Eastern Europe has been delivered to Ukraine. More stuff coming into Ukraine as we were talking. It's going great. A lot of support generally. 6 times today Ukraine has been showing all red. Explosions in Kherson, Zaporizhia, along the front line. It's been quite a tough battle. There's been a lot going on. Iran, which is the most controversial news of the day, has just been received or agreed with the U.S. to ease sanctions, which will allow the country to compete with Russia in the Asian oil market. Bloomberg, citing unnamed senior officials. Now, the thing is that makes me a little bit controversial about this is not only could we have I mean, it's not how I would have done it, but you know, the no longer supplying Russia sanctions, you know, that sort of stuff, you know, they've pretty much been put on sanctions that aren't sanctions incomplete, because the way that it's sanctionized is that you can't deliver to Russia, so there's still sanctions, which means because if there were no sanctions, they could decide what country to deliver to. All clears are coming in, yes. So, point here is, guys, that the sanctions that have come in now is that we are agreeing, or agreeing to lift sanctions on Iran in exchange for Iran to stop delivering drones. And if they continue to, I guess these sanctions will be reinstated. I hope so. Although, if we could see a tension of relations and other things with Iran, it would also be great stuff. A easing of tensions in the Middle East, and a less of a budget for United States to take care of the Persian. If all these things are to be implicated, that would be great. But we'll have to see. You know, this is just in, so it's very new, and we'll have to see the long-term effects of this. Other than that, I have retweeted a lot of things today. Other than you can see my title. What my title name is right now, guys, is within a few days, up to 10,000 people will live and work with us. These people is Wagner. I should probably actually change it to Wagner. Now, you might think, Wagner. Why Wagner? Right? Why Wagner? Tell you why. It seems to me that something is up fishy here. Because now it appears to me that there is more than just these 10,000 Wagners in the country that has to, agree to not only stay, but appears that they have been given you paycheck. A Belarusian paycheck. So, again, this is one of those things that you'll have to see as it comes, but I have the official statement here from Lukashenko. First time he's spoken since Wagner death and all that. Wagner lived, Wagner is alive, and Wagner will live in Belarus no matter what others want. Together with Bogosian, we have set up a system for Wagner stay here. Within a few days, up to 10,000 people will live and work with us. Now, it's funny how he says with Prigozhin since he's now, dead, but that's another thing, right? He's also said that, stated today regarding the future of the BMC Wagner, that roughly 10,000 members of the organization will continue to live and work in the country until further notice, and the dismantle of the so-called, guys, you wanna get this real good in here in your minds right now. What's going on? Is my voice low? That's just because I'm not speaking that loud. I'll give you a higher tone soon. Don't worry. 10,000 members of the organization will continue to live and work in the country until further notice. Assembly of the base near the city of Abashisha is due to vacancy. Vacation. What the fuck does that mean? What are you talking about, vacation? You telling me the Wagner members are going on fucking vacation? Ain't gonna fucking happen. That's a lie. Although, I will be getting something to drink. Investigators for the Russian Federal Security Service and Agency Transport have announced that they have successfully recovered 2 black box recordings, which is imported in Emperor Legacy 6000 carrying a ghost of package in that crashed in Tver region. It's probably gonna show. It's probably gonna show. Fucking. It's probably gonna show like Ukraine did it or something like that. What? Disney World, here they come. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh yeah, where are they gonna go? Like, they can't vacation anywhere. Where's a bunch of Wagner soldiers that is wanted by the fucking West gonna go vacation? Only place they're probably allowed to go is fucking, Turkey or some shit. Where are they gonna go? They're Wagner soldier mercenaries. They're gonna go on vacation. And why would they pack up their tents so they can go on vacation? What, are they gonna take their tents with them? Like, are they gonna set up like hundreds of tents in a vacation camping spot in what, New England, or what, in Wales, England? Like, what are they gonna move to Texas? I mean, what are you talking about? Vacation? Where are they gonna go? They're mercenary soldiers. They're not gonna go on fucking vacation. Any vacation they get at this point in their time of life, you know what that is? That's fucking staying at where they are, but not doing shit. That's a vacation for them, right? The Royal Marines, you're welcome. Oh yeah. This picture is pretty cool. I think it's the SAS Special Operations. The UK has delivered and trained up some possible special Ukrainian forces. If you're getting trained by SAS, which is the the English Special Forces, the British Special Forces, you're gonna get fucked up, Shogun, what the fuck did you do, my fucking ass? What the fuck did you do? Like, get shut down, you just hear Prigozhin in the background like, I fucking hate Russia. I fucking hate Russia. ECOWAS standby. Okay, so there's still stuff going on in Niger. I'll give you this right now, and then I'll go get something to drink and close the door, and I can speak a little louder. But leader of the military junta in Niger, General Badou whatever, signed a presidential decree yesterday allowing the deployment of forces from the Mali and Burkina Faso militarized to the territory of Niger in order to defend against ECOWAS military interventions. The ECOWAS standby forces have reportedly completed all preparations and deployment for potential military interventions against the junta in Niger, with roughly 12,000 troops now available to launch operations at moment's notice. There's also a Boeing 737 passenger aircraft with the name SKK-9430 from ASCII Airlines. A private airline in Central West Africa arrived in Duro Hamani International Airport in the Niger capital of Niamey a few hours ago and quickly took back off, now heading towards Lam, the capital city of Togo. That was 3 hours ago this was reported, so probably roughly about 5 hours ago that happened. Now they are announcing, which is the thing that I've seen here, they are announcing that they do want Ukraine to have elections. These are the sort of people that comes out. You know, this is like activists. This is like the people that say we are raising awareness. When you say I'm raising awareness, it's basically you saying I'm too lazy to do shit. These people right here, right? They're the kind of people, and these guys right here who are supposed to be the good guys, are supposedly these kind of people that come out and they say to you, this is what we're gonna do. Raising awareness. It's just another word for being lazy to not to do anything.
My message to the president today is
Моє сьогоднішнє послання до президента.
What they want to do, right, is we need to hold, it's time to take the steps in Ukraine's democracy. Let me hold elections in 2024. Will you stop giving me the fucking democracy bullshit? Like, really, do we really need the fucking democracy bullshit right now? Like, let the man be in power until the point of when the war is over. Why would you think that in such a fragile time for a country like Ukraine, right, that you would need an election? In World War II, they didn't hold that election until the war was over. Like, if Roosevelt, who had a 3-year term, by the way, I don't want to point out that Roosevelt had a 3-year term. How you doing, sick? Welcome in. Had a 3-year term, right? I just want to point out, guys, that the man, Roosevelt, was leader all the way up, and he died in 1945, right before the war ended, right? But although that is true, all I want to tell you right now is when certain fragile situations in the country happens, and when you have an effective leader, extending the term of service in exchange for when Zelensky could be in power until the war is over would be first of all, what I say is a very democracy and you know, thing to do, because it means that you have a stable government. It's a government that's trusted. Zelensky is trusted by Ukrainian people. The whole idea behind now they have to have elections. Don't give me the fucking democracy bullshit. You know, really. I mean, I'm just saying. You know, the whole idea behind them always going, oh, we need democracy. Don't give me that bullshit. You haven't had democracy in your own country for the damn 20 years. You know, they still act like they're the democracy fucking leaders of the world. You know, that was the Cold War. Let's not, you know, complicate things more than necessary. And do we really need to make things so complicated that we need to hold an election while half the fucking country? I mean, I have no doubt that Zelensky would win in an election. Listen, I have no doubt in my mind that Zelensky would win in an election. I think his approval ratings are probably within the 90% range, right? And the reason why I say 90 is because obviously there's still people in the country that still is a bit, you know, on the side. So saying 100% is kind of sometimes wrong, right? But I believe that his approval rating, if not above 50, is at the point of where I would say it's almost, you know, inevitable that he wins one more term. I will say it's important that he wins one more term, but I also would say it would be important for him to extend his leadership until the day that Ukraine is not in war anymore, and then, you know, we could look into, you know, then I would say Zelensky says, next year I'm stepping down, or next year I'm going for election again. He's still a young man. I mean, Zelensky's not an old man. You know, he's got a lot of years left. He's ripped as well. He's in good shape, you know. So I want to watch a video here. He's from News Daddy. His name is News Daddy. Because I would say that his name is, you know, you get it. But so here it is. This is
China is now warning of a real-life Godzilla after Japan began the controversial release of the 1.3 million.
So people still to this day like to call China a first world country. So I would like to extend this video out to everybody who thinks that China is a first world country. Here it is. Here's just how fucking ludicrous and insane China is. Here it is.
Is now warning of a real-life Godzilla.
Okay, I'm gonna play it all the way back because he says China.
China is now warning of a real-life Godzilla after Japan began the controversial release of the 1.3 million tons of treated radioactive water into the sea today. If you didn't know, for the last 12 years, workers at the plant have been pumping water through Fukushima's ruins in efforts to prevent the debris from overheating and causing further damage. But they say that storing all of that contaminated water is becoming too expensive and they're running out of space. So treating the water and releasing it into the ocean is what they've decided. The United Nations nuclear watchdog has approved
IAEA UN watchdog has approved the plan to release water into the ocean. You know this guy. You know how careful he is. You know exactly how careful this guy is. And you know exactly how fucking fragile the IAEA is about doing anything controversial. So when they say they approve the plan, you know it's safe, you know?
Approved the plan, with multiple regulatory bodies and experts concluding that the impact on the environment and people would be negligible. Some,
Negligible, exactly, nothing.
however, either disagree with or don't trust these experts, with one of those being...
Yeah, exactly. Like people say, oh, I don't trust these experts. What, you don't trust the IAEA, the UN nuclear watchdog? You don't pick these people out of garbage pans. You know, these people come from Harvard, Oxford. You know, these are very smart people. But here comes China.
They accused Japan of using the ocean like their private sewer and now imposed a blanket
Oh, their private sewer? Oh yeah, because China doesn't use their ocean of a fucking private sewer. No, let's take a look at it. Well, I'll show you later exactly just how much China has dumped into the fucking ocean. That's not treated water from their nuclear power plants. And they say that Japan, after doing this once, treats the ocean like a fucking sewer. They are so fucking ludicrous that they think we won't notice what they do, you know? And nobody dares criticize them as the fucking ridiculous thing, you know?
ban on all imports of Japanese seafood. Their state media also said that it could open Pandora's box and trigger fears of mutations leading up to the real Godzilla. Hey, it is 2023. So the question is, do you trust the experts on this one? Or is this a disaster waiting to happen?
Do I trust educated people that have studied this, looked at it, tested it, done calculations, you know, people whose work is yeah, exactly, Tom. Exactly. I wonder if they think we don't know. Like, I wonder if they think we don't know if they dump. By the way, again, I'll say it again. I wonder if they think that we don't think that they dump, you know, tons of untreated radioactive waste chemicals into the water every single fucking day, you know? Look at this. This is the picture I want to show you guys. Here it is. Here's China, right? This is from their nuclear power plants. Hundreds of trillions in the fucking, you know, I don't really know these numbers, but I know that it's their treated, you know, amount. You have treated water estimated less than 22 trillion, which is nothing, you know? And look at this, above about 90 trillion, about 443 trillion, about 102 trillion. This right here as well is treated water. Japan once, they've never done it, you know, they've done it once. China last year, not last year, but in 2021, did it 3 times. And in the year before, again, did the biggest dump ever in 2020, 143 trillion. And they think that we think that they haven't done shit. If anybody's going to cost Godzilla, you know, Godzilla doesn't hate, yeah, exactly. If they think that Japan dumping treated water into the ocean, you know, they think that this is going to cost, you know. And by the way, there's multiple videos out there. The reason why I'm sharing this, guys, we don't have to deal with guys. We have to deal with these spiders. Yeah, exactly. On spiders on the cameras, exactly. You know, but I wonder if they think, because the factor is that they have just said that the effect is going to be nothing, negligible, nothing. Negligible means nothing. There's going to be no effect. You know, there's multiple videos out there that you're going to see, and I want to share this to you guys right now. Listen to the experts. Don't listen to activists and people who know nothing about this. I'm not a nuclear expert. I don't know anything about this. But what do? I listen to the IAEA. I listen to the UN. I listen to what the Japanese professors and scientists says. You know, I've seen videos of professors from universities talking about this, saying it's going to be nothing. I've seen this. I've researched this. I haven't just gone on the fucking internet, seen radioactive waste, and thought, okay, this means that the world is going to end. No, I've researched it. It's going to be nothing. If anybody's going to fucking kill us, it's China, who just in 2021 dumped 3 times as much as Japan plans to dump while Japan's being treated water. You know, this is not treated. Notice how it doesn't say treated, you know? Look, it doesn't say treated. What does this say? Oh, it says treated water. You know, this is not me trying to be pro-Western or something. People saying, he's so pro-Western. His mind is fucking... I am pro-West. You know why? Because at least when you are in pro-Western countries, you do research. You are among the smart people. If you say I'm pro-Western, I'm fucking happy for you. Because I am too. You know why? Because the smart people in the West will tell you that they know this. We have researched this. So I just want to say one more time, guys. Don't listen to those people who continue to tell you that you're gonna die from radiation that Japan is dumping into the ocean. If you're gonna die from any radiation, it's gonna be what China does. So I just want to point out here that you're not gonna die. It's not gonna affect the mainland USA. It's not even gonna reach USA. You know how fucking massive the Pacific Ocean is. It's not even gonna do any effect on fish life, on anything. In fact, some scientists are even claiming it's gonna add on to minerals. So I just want to point this out to you guys, and I just want to say that if you ever stumble across people who continue to tell you this, you don't have to go into an argument with them, but just know that it is complete bullshit what they're trying to tell you. And they're trying to spread out fears or stuff like that so they can get likes on TikTok or Twitter. Don't go through with it, because it is bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I'm not trying to get likes. I'm just trying to tell you the truth, okay? This is my last time I'm going to talk about this Japan shit, okay? Because I'm honestly getting a bit tired about how little criticism, China is actually getting. China is getting no criticism whatsoever from what they have done, and they act like Japan is the ones who, yeah. Okay, so there's also not. I'll give you one last. I'll give you one last thing here, then I'm gonna get something to drink because my mouth is going dry right here. Oyster Defender just posted this. The French government has stated it does not recognize the authority of military junta. It rejects the 48-hour window given by the junta for the French ambassador to Niger, Slavin, to leave the country. So what French is doing is saying, yeah, we know you're probably going to die, but we're going to leave you in the country as a statement that we don't care. It's a pretty powerful statement. I'll give them that. At least they're not bowing down to the military coup. But, they're also putting a man's life at risk. There's no reason to leave him in the country as a sort of statement, because he's not going to have a good time being in the fucking country. But okay, whatever. It's France. It's a lot. I'll be right back, guys. Right back. Atheist? What are you talking about, mate? You calling me an idiot? Please don't tell me you're calling me an idiot. What did I do? You calling us idiots? Are people becoming West haters due to propagandists and misinformation? So you're not calling me an idiot? Oh well, maybe you gotta express yourself a bit longer before you just pop in the chat and go to weaponizing our villages, idiots. I thought you were calling us idiots there for a second, dude. You call me an idiot. God damn, alright. Fair enough. Fair enough. By the way, you know, a lot of those people that are going out and saying, you know, this is happening and all that, many of them are, you know, yeah, I know he's agreeing with me. I just thought he was calling me an idiot. I was like, what? Like, like I didn't understand what you're saying, but all right. Yeah. I get it. My bad. It's my bad. That's good. Good God. You guys seen what Miley Cyrus looks like right now? I mean, I don't get exactly what exactly happened to Miley Cyrus. I kind of like her in a way. I mean, I think she's very random. Kind of like her. She's a bit weird, right? But, you know, who isn't weird nowadays? Fair enough, guys. Fair enough. Oh, yeah, I was gonna... Alright. Well, the Kazakhstan army arrived in Belarus to participate in joint operational strategic exercise, Collective Security Treaty Organization Fighting Brotherhood 2023. The exercise will help from September 1st to December 6th at the training grounds in the Brest. So, she lives hard. She lives hard, you know? And I respect it. Here, okay. So, we're fucked. I mean, well, my point here, guys, is we're not fucked, right? But both Russia and Kazakhstan, and yeah, I don't know about this guy, but another guy who was the former culture minister of Belarus and an ambassador inside of Belarus, from Belarus, you know, not inside Belarus. He wasn't from Belarus, and yeah, you get it. Has stated yesterday that Russia was going to be arriving to participate, and Russian forces were going to be participating in an exercise that was called Fighting Brotherhood 2023, right? So, now, there's apparently this guy stating, I don't know how true this is, so I have to verify. I'm just bringing it to you now, because I heard yesterday that Russia was going to be arriving as well to conduct in the same fighting hood, so this could be very well. I will just say, I have no idea if this is true or not, but the Kazakhstan army arrived in Belarus to participate in joint operational strategic exercise of the Collective Security Treaty Organization, CSTO, Fighting Brotherhood 2023. The exercise will be held from December 1 to September 6 at the training grounds in Brest, Grodno, Minsk regions. Brest is also one of the places where we know that there's previously, or is not where, is there's Wagner soldiers. So, point here, guys, is that this whole thing seems weird. Because yesterday, well, today as well, there was all of a sudden this announcement from Belarus, and this guy, the culture minister, the former culture minister, I think he was culture minister before Lukashenko. Well, I don't know, he was whatever he was. You know, said all of this stuff. So I have no idea who or what is going on here. I mean, I've not heard mass reports about this, but apparently some kind of exercise is going to be happening from September 1st to September 6th. Now, it is part of their collective security organization, this, you know, CSTO organization. So, where the fuck is going on? You know, I've not seen videos or something of that, of Russian convoys or soldiers arriving in Belarus. Although I will say, having the former culture minister of Belarus is quite a reliable source, I would say. But I mean, I mean, listen, it could just be exercises, but I just want to point out that CSTO are not like NATO. They don't hold regular drills. If they hold a drill or if they do anything, it's to do something. Here we have it. Starting tomorrow, we have Pavlov Luka. Starting tomorrow, 25th August, today, Russian troops will start arriving in Belarus to take part in the large military exercise Combat Brotherhood 2023. Trainings of reconnaissance, radiation, and chemical defense, etc. Exercises near NATO borders. So I don't know exactly, which it smells fishy. It smells fishy. This comes just after we hear the death of Prigozhin. It comes just after, all of a sudden, Wagner soldiers are starting to move and pack up tents. But they haven't moved on Russia yet, have they? No, they haven't moved on Russia. Now Lukashenko is saying that they're staying. He's also stating that, you know, funnily enough, which I don't believe a fucking word of, he's saying that the reason why they packed up, you know, their stuff they packed up these 100 tents, you know, on the dismantling of the Wagner camps. They're saying that was because they're going on vacation. If you've ever smelled anything more fishy than that, then I'd like to recall my word. But until you find something that smells a little bit more fishy than that, I don't know what to tell you. Ear raids? Oh, I think it's an all clear. Some kind of air sirens going on back there, but it's got to be all clear air sirens. Now, listen, this is not me saying that Prigozhin is not dead. You know, Prigozhin is dead. Don't get me wrong. He's very dead. I mean, he's sleeping with the fishes. We're smelling smelling fish. He's sleeping with the fishes. You know, all clear Kharkiv. Yeah, that was it. But yeah. Although I have not seen one video or Ice Defender or anybody posting about this, I just thought it was a bit weird how the former culture minister was posting about this. I mean, I thought the factor that the former culture minister of Belarus is quite a reliable source. I mean, of course, they like to lie, you know. Here it is, you know. Deputy head of United Transitional Cabinet of Belarus, head of International Anti-Crisis Management, ex-minister, ambassador, Belarus, all that. Thousands of political prisoners and torture. I mean, yeah.
Który powstają.
And when you search him up, right? Pavlov, Tush. Okay. What comes up is this right here is Danish, but what it says is former Belarus culture minister, right? You can read this part. This right here says former. It's just in Danish. He's ambassador extraordinary plenipotentiary Belarus culture minister from 2009 to 2012. You know, he's part of the Lukashenko regime. And he posted that. What I don't get is how he's out here saying, Happy Independence Day, Ukraine. Zelensky, fighting for independence, who suffered from Russian imperialism. So he might be in exile from, you know. And he might be in exile, right? From the former, or yeah, this guy's weird because I mean he might be you know, like a former sort of Belarusian guide or something. I'm pretty sure it's his, you know, but. And when we search it up, Combat Brotherhood 2023, Belarus to host SCTO Combat Brotherhood military exercise on September 1st to September 6th. So we know it's happening. You know, we know it's happening. The military agency added that drills be conducted at proving grounds and over terrain in Brest, Grodno, and Minsk regions. August 20 in Belarus is set to play host in combat. Joint drills planned to blah, 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 the military agency, blah, 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 blah. And the members of this military organization, CSTO, is Armenia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Belarus, Kyrgyzstan, and Chachnistan, right? So, you know, do we have to be an outstanding genius to outweigh the factor that we have seen exercises by Wagner training up Belarusian military, and all of a sudden we're now having a joint military exercises from CSTO by three of the Brotherhood nations. I don't know if all of the Brotherhood nations are going to be a part of it, but apparently we have all of those people who are going to be conducting drills and moving shit ton of stuff, maybe using it as a pretext to move shit ton of stuff into Belarus and doing NATO border drills. Why the fuck do they need to do NATO border drills? Why can't they just do, drills inside of Belarus that isn't near the border? But apparently they need to do near the border. Now, the really funny part here is that they're saying that they need to do chemical and radiation tactical training. What do you mean by chemical and radiation training? So and is it a coincidence that we now have nuclear weapons in Belarus? have all of this right here is Putin's fucking master plan that nobody seems to be fucking talking about. I'm sure there's a lot of people that know about it. You know, a lot of people from the intelligence services are probably talking about it. But in reality, we're not really, you know, putting all these things together. It's creating quite a dangerous situation. But I don't want to point out the factor that there's probably not going to be the most formidable force, but it will be a considerable force, you know? I mean, how many members and how many how much equipment and everything that's going to be, you know, actually inside of Belarus at once. The Canadian army moving through the desert towards the Liberian border to clash with rebel groups fought a battle with Liberian National Army. They lost and were forced back into Chad. The Chadians saw an opportunity to give them another defeat and took it Mad Max style. We got some sort of... We got the Chadian army. The Liberian army, I mean, it's not really an army, is it? Just a national army. Really just a bunch of UAVs and some trucks. Moving out here. Well, multiple amount of these videos out there. Go watch it. I'll retweet it. You can go watch it. But, you know, putting all these things together. Do you really have to be a genius to point it all out? No, I don't think you have to. Yeah, let's get you guys the plane and, you know, front line. There are some interesting developments along the front lines of Ukraine. Now, point here is that there's been a lot of development throughout these days here, especially around Robotan and in that area in general. They've created quite a, you know, big bulge here, and I would say this would be sort of the Donetsk just turned on there. This would be sort of a how would you say? Battle of the bulge. You know, when Germany was losing in World War II, they put all of their last resource together and made one last push against the Allies called the Battle of the Bulge. This right here, what I would call the modern day Battle of the Bulge. But this right here is one big ass bulge. And it's expanding day by day. This is from yesterday as well. You can see from 23 and then from yesterday, it moved one more, and then they did a little bit more move. So they moved and pushed the Russians back. They're not moving positions just yet, but the columns and everything are standing. They're trying to dig themselves in. That's what I've heard of. There was some frontal push from Russia somewhere up here, where they managed to what appears to have been taken back some land that Ukraine took quite a long time ago. What appears to be this land right here was taken, I mean, very long ago, right, by the Ukrainians. In fact, you know, you go back months and this land was still part of Russia, and that they managed to, I think, break through that line right there just yesterday. You can see they managed to break through that line just yesterday, and they're now situated just up this river here. Not a big push. It's one of the bigger pushes that we've seen from Russia. But other than that, you know, Ukrainians' advances throughout these last days has been double of that what Russia has done in this whole year. So there's still a lot, and Russia is still doing great. Air Cyrus is going off here in, sorry, not Russia. Ukraine is still doing great. I said Russia there. God, I was almost gonna throw up right there. But no, Ukraine is still doing great. The counteroffensive is going better, and things are looking up, I would say. They keep up this pace, and I could see a big bulge. And the great thing about the way that they're doing it now is they're not creating one thin line. They're creating this big bulge of sort of battleground, which means that you could easily not only resupply as it runs along the main road right here, but you can also, easily defend one thing that's a bit bigger. You know, if you made one thin line to try and break through the enemy, that's gonna spread. That's gonna be quite a hard battle. But this right here, not only, but it does spread out your forces in a sort of on a big line. But that's what Ukraine's prepared for. That's what they want to do. You know, this is what they want to do. So this is what they long anticipated, and you can clearly see just how the Russians are still in its wake, digging in here, and defending this last piece of territory. This territory here. Chasing at Poltava region just turned on there. The possible battle that we may see is that the Russians could be retreating back to this line right here. You know, what Ukraine really wants now, I think, is to move down to this line and start pushing, possibly start pushing in. But I think that's gonna come anyways. But yeah, there are multiple air raids going on right now here, both in Kyiv City and Kyiv region now, as they have just turned on, and it is 6 times today when Ukraine has turned completely red of air raids alert. There's multiple amount of systems and things of threats going on today. Threat could be coming from over here. It's turning red as we're stalking here. Sumy region. Yeah, it's turning red. Yeah, there we go. Quarter of Ukraine by now. Threats possibly coming from this area. It's going to be coming from maybe, air missiles or cruise, or probably not coming from the sea, as none of these areas are on. Check out what Olga has to say if she has anything. Two hours ago, 1 Tu-95 from Olynya. Could it take them 2 hours to get there? Maybe. Probably. Maybe it's UAV attacks or something else. Not uncommon, of course. It's war. There we go. God. I'll check out Ois Defender, see what he has to say. Two MiG-29s with the Ukrainian Air Force have reported to have collided tonight over Shchynyma region of northwestern Ukraine. Oh my god. The military junta in Niger has now also expelled the German ambassador, giving him the same 48-hour window in order to leave the country. Following the exclusion day of the French and German ambassador to Niger, the military junta has now also ordered the Nigerian ambassador to be expelled from the country. So I think, as much as I was talking yesterday about the diplomatic reasons being taken up here, I think we're seeing a bigger African war here, because it appears to me that they are moving together. Some sides are picking other sides, ECOWAS against some other of the nations, and there's a quick reaction force on the border by now. Other point here is also that Niger is choosing the non-diplomatic way. Plus, it appears that ECOWAS could be doing any military intervention. You have to remember that the defense minister of ECOWAS told the Legion that there would be no more meetings, and there has been set a date for when a military intervention could be happening. The preparations for war and these 12,000 troops have been made, and they are done. And a military intervention could literally happen at any moment whatsoever. Like any moment now. The reports by Ukrainian media has since been deleted by one of the pilots of the MiG-29 involved. Was claimed has been Jewish fighter who, according to the family and friend posted on social media, was killed. Oh. There appeared to have been a collision of two MiG-29s with the Ukrainian Air Force to have collided tonight over the Shytomyr region of northwestern Ukraine. Unfortunate. It's always unfortunate. There could have been some miscommunication, something happening there. Yeah. So, this is what not to do with a mine. Unless you have deactivated it. I mean, I do hope it's deactivated. It doesn't look like it has its hole right there. It looks like it's deactivated. But it appears to me that the best plan that he has for opening up a mine is using an axe to hammer it. Yeah, he's lucky he's not dead. Alright. Accidents does happen, miscommunication of radar or anything like that. Somebody could have been told to go somewhere else, and the other could have been told someone to go somewhere else. It does happen, it happens. And you know, you can never be completely also currently on an air raid alert for the 5th time today due to an air launch to the launch of MiG-33K Foxhound interceptor aircraft from western Russia, which are capable of carrying Kh-47 M2 Knishal hypersonic missiles. The reason there's so many launches have occurred today is unknown, though it's likely some kind of exercise. Yeah. Combat Brother 23, maybe? Could be part of that. Could also be part... Maybe they're actually moving it to Belarus, and Ukraine could have registered it and think they're moving to Ukraine. So that's not, you know... That's not completely... Yeah, no, it's number 7, yeah. Didn't turn completely red, but it did have a mass of air raid alerts. The 7th time today is correct, yeah.
That is incorrect. We can do both, Vivek. Anybody that thinks that we can't solve the problems here in the United States and be the leader of the free world has a pretty small view of the greatest nation on earth.
That is incorrect.
We can do both, Vivek. We've done both. We've been...
Mike Pence appears to be pretty, appears to be getting a bit more lovable over the years now. Appears people are starting to like him a bit. Do we like Mike Pence? He's done a lot of weird stuff, right? I mean, he's a bit more awake than Joe Biden, I'll give him that. And I have no idea what his stance on Ukraine is. But unless, you know, there's another candidate of the United States for president that comes out and says that they will actively support Ukraine, you know, I have no other choice than to say I hope Joe Biden wins one more time. you know, despite him being old and maybe being a bit senile, I will be giving. No, he's a weirdie. Yeah, and Joe Biden obviously being a bit creepy. He's very creepy. I mean, the things he's done, you know, diplomatically, he's done some good things. I'll give Joe Biden the factor and the benefits of doubt. The new Asian cooperation, he's opened up ties between Japan and South Korea, who now have a common enemy. He's pretty much checkmate North Korea. He's done great in Ukraine. You know, I think there wouldn't have been a better support in Ukraine if Joe Biden wasn't so keen. Yes, I mean, listen, Joe Biden, he's probably a controversial leader, and he's done some very questionable things. He's a weird guy. Diplomatically, leader-wise, he's probably not my first choice. He hasn't done as much as, I would say, Trump, you know, controversial-wise, and stupid stuff. You know, Trump did a lot of stupid stuff. People always say to me, oh, Trump did a great job. No, he didn't. He didn't do a fucking shit job. The American economy dropped, you know? People say, oh, he did a great job. No, he did a shitty job. People don't fucking look at it. You know when people when you know, during the Trump presidency, and after the Trump was done, not half the countries, but a good amount of people were even starting to talk about dropping the American dollar as their currency, was their trade currency, and that was under Trump. They're still doing it under Biden. I'm not giving Biden any credit here. I'm just saying, you know, don't give Trump as much credit as you think he's you know, he's due, because he's not due as much credit. You know, he didn't do that great. People always say he did great. No, he didn't. He did shit. He's a businessman. He made money, but internationally, you know, the image of him, I don't think so. Better than Biden? Sure. But, you know. Drink the Kool-Aid? Yeah. Will survive Biden for Ukraine. Yeah, and to be fair, the American economy, people keep saying that the American economy has dropped throughout, you know, term. The American economy, people keep saying that, you know, that Joe Biden did so bad. But in reality, the unemployment rate, which was 6.3% under Trump, you know, has plunged to 3.7%. The growth of he has exceeded 6% in 3 of the first quarters he entered office. In fact, after sharp contracting due to the pandemic, GDP rates grew fast under both Trump and Biden. I will give him the benefits of the doubt, but, you know. Yeah, I mean, the American economy hasn't dropped. I don't know why people keep saying the American economy is doing bad. Not doing bad. Yeah, you have a lot of debt. You have a lot of debt, but, you know, it's not doing bad. You know, there's a difference between doing bad and having a lot of debt, you know. I mean, you guys need to pay off your debt, and then, you know, you're doing, you know, on the debt charges and all that stuff. Yeah, sure, you need to pay it off, and you need to put on a concrete plan so you can pay off the amount of debt that you have. But, you know, the inflation is bad. I'll give it. I will not discourage. And again, you know, it's kind of like controversial hardline here, because as soon as I say, okay, yeah, he's done this, but I'm not giving his credit, you know. You can say good things, you can say bad things. Both presidents have done good things and done bad things. The inflation is what's killing Americans right now, but there's an easy way to fix it. They're focusing so much on the ideology of winning and having your constitutional democracy that they're killing the country in the meanwhile. The easy way to fix it is to come up with a fucking plan to not only give security aid to your citizens, but also get rid of the debt, you know? I would not, listen, I'm not sitting here, I'm not, you know, I'm not discouraging the amount of, stuff that you are spending. Listen, and again, you know, you can say good stuff, you can say bad stuff. But, yeah. It's a controversial topic. Let's not go into that tonight. I think people are going to get mad or start talking about it, you know. I want to show you one of these as well here. It's just weird to me out because apparently, you know, this again, Japan started unleashing Fukushima nuclear power waste into the ocean. The dumping of wastewater will continue for the next 30 years. This is how you sound, right? I just worry about or poor. Yeah, listen, I'm not, you know, with you. I'm not discouraging the factor. I'm not saying that you're wrong in saying that, you know, the American economy could support you guys more. I'm not, you know, that's not me. I'm not sitting here saying that that's not happening. Look, my point here is the America needs to get smarter. It needs to get a lot smarter, a lot quicker. And they need to set up security funds for people who do not have a lot of money because it's getting bad. You know, people are on the verge of not being able to afford, you know, healthcare. And not only healthcare, but the general stuff that you need to survive. You know, so, but it's a very controversial topic. You know, people get very mad when you start talking about it, and everybody has their own opinions about it, and I get that. You know, really, I do. But I want to, you know, show this video here. You know, so this is where supposedly, I don't know. So they're saying that the leakage from where, you know, the plant is coming from. So I don't know exactly where they say that the Fukushima nuclear power plant is, but apparently for them, it's in Minamusimo, because to them they say that, you know, it's coming from here. It's coming from here. Meanwhile, the power plant is up here. That's one point to make. This is what their predictions of Japan putting radioactive water into the ocean is. This is, you know, people re-uploading this right here. So supposedly, you know, they're first gonna move, you know, the water to this city over here and dump it over here because that makes a lot more sense, you know. And then second off, you know, they're gonna. This is what's gonna happen. They say, oh yeah, this looks very scientific. Yeah, this looks. Yeah, look at that. Okay, great job, Twitter. Great job, Twitter. You're doing such a great job. Can't even reload a video twice. You can't reload a video twice on fucking Twitter. They'll tell you, oh no, I can't do that. I can't. Then I crash. Oh my god, no. But, you know, that's their videos, and that's what they're pointing out. You know. I mean, yeah, I also think that I wish that some of those political, you know, some of those politicians would get, you know, a bunch of Americans into a room and then ask how they feel about a general American at the moment, and then they would get a beating, you know. Then they would really, you know, be told what's up. Because if you get a bunch of Americans who at this point in time can barely pay their own rent, can barely live in their own houses, can barely pay their own bills, can barely do anything. You put them into, you know, a room with a bunch of little politicians, and then the politicians will ask, you know, what should we do, guys? You know, that meeting is probably gonna take 24 hours, and then you know the next guy's gonna start talking. Well, no, one guy's gonna talk for 24 hours, then the next guy's gonna start talking. Yeah. And there's gonna be a lot of cursing, like a lot. Wow, this is moving downhill fast. The military junta has now expelled the brand new U.S. ambassador to Niger, Kathleen Fitzgibbon, who only arrived in the country last week and now has been ordered to leave within the next... That's gunshots right there. To leave within the next 48 hours. They are expelling every single ambassador, not only from some of the major influencers of their country, but, you know, the U.S. is now also their new ambassador. It's also now being expelled. I mean, if, you know, if America, if you are not able to afford your groceries, can't you just go to your local state or, you know, town and say I can't afford it, and then you can get some kind of help? Is that not a thing in America? What an idiot. What an idiot. Brazilian criminal accidentally stabs himself doing a robbery and dies minutes after. Can't show the video, but I can just tell you the video is idiotic. The man tries to stab some other guy, you know. It's, okay, you can. Yeah, so it's, you know. Okay, so what they're paying you is so little that you can barely afford it. $18, and they think that you can afford groceries for $18 a month. Good fucking God. $18 a month. Nothing. That's literally nothing. I mean, $18 in crowns was that. 124. You're telling me that she was offered to pay groceries for 124. You know how many days that would get me through? Maybe 3 days. I could maybe stretch that to 3 days. Tell you what, I could maybe stretch that to 3 days. Advanced warfare. Oh yeah, we have so this right here, right, is Ukrainian forces taking down a drone with a stick, and it worked. You know, I mean, if you don't want to be, if you don't want to be caught, you know, shooting a drone, you can also just throw a stick at it. They won't know where the stick came from. They will know where the shot came from. No, just throw a fucking stick at them. You know, 124 crowns will get me through maybe 3 days, and then I'll, yeah. Yeah, so the Ukrainian forces threw a stick at a drone and took it down. You know? There's actually some special inventions. Ukraine has actually started, and this was a report, there's been some issues of long sticks being transported to the front to Ukrainian forces to use them to right? Yeah, there's been some transporting of long sticks to Ukrainian fronts to use them to take down drones. Because all you really need to do is hit them once and spin them off their axes, and they'll just go, you know. We got Navy SEALs. This is Navy SEALs and SEALs doing exercise. Come on, boys. Let's go out and do some exercising. Yeah. God, look at those guys. What the fuck? Hey, look at that fucking leg right there. Look at, holy shit. No fucking wonder people fear Navy SEAls. Hey, look at those fucking calf muscles right there. God damn. Holy shit. That's all of them. Oh, wow. That guy, you know, those guys look a little weak. They should probably invest in leg day. That guy there, he's doing leg day. Big strong guy. All that. But they're doing exercises with Navy SEALs and SEALs. The baby seal just happy to see a lot of people heading into the ocean. Oh my God, are you guys heading into the ocean? Can I go along, please? Can I come? What are you guys doing? Can I come along? Hey, what are you guys doing? Come on. Can I go? Can I go? Can I come along? Hey, what are you guys doing? Hey. Hey, what are you guys doing? Hey. What are you guys doing? Hey, what are you guys doing? Pretext for war. Pretext for war. Nigeria's about to go to fucking war. Nigeria's about to go fucking war. Why can I tell that? Oh, because now Ice Defender is supporting Ivory Coast ambassador to Niger is also now gone. Wow. At this point, I expect for Bahrain, Togo, and Senegal to follow soon. Wow, this is going downhill fast. UN ambassador. German ambassador. German ambassador. Earlier, French ambassador. Ka-chow. You know, when you start kicking out the ambassadors of other people's country, either you're about to go to war or you just really hate that country. There's all clear air sirens going on in the background now. Do not fear. I have it great. If you want to know how to get fired from your job as an airliner, this is what you do. You go on the whip, you go on the tail, the wing of a plane, and you take pictures. This is how you get fired on your job. Although I will say, it probably did nothing of the function of the plane. And by the way, these guys down here, right, are taking pictures of the engine themselves. Also taking pictures of the engine, like well, we'll get a picture too. Yeah. And they come out. This is the steward or the pilot right here. Swiss airliner. No, that's how you get that's how your job. Although I will say, you know, if it wasn't designed to walk on, because you can't tolerate people walking on it. You know, I think it was more the controversial act of doing it that got them fired. But yeah, don't walk on the wings of a plane unless you're very certified to do so. It can be, you know, we're talking about human lives here, guys. Come on, live and let die, guy. But you know, come on. Oh yeah. By the way, you know, Elon Musk's child right here. He is. I think this is the one called X. Or is he maybe not? Or wait, maybe it's. I don't know. I really don't know actually. But look at that. Right there. What a cute child. I'm not gonna criticize his child. I'm not that cruel. I'm not a cruel person. I don't hate Elon Musk. I don't hate him. I just think he's very critical. I just think he's, you know, he's a weird guy. I mean, I don't hate the fact that he's doing deals with Russia. I don't like the fact that, you know, I don't like the fact that he's doing deals with Russia. I like the fact that he's so hypocritical sometimes, but I gotta say, the man is doing a lot for air activity. So I will allow certain things. But the whole dealing with Putin and talking to Putin, you know, that's when I draw a line. You know, I don't think he gives a shit where I draw a line, because, you know, I don't think he gives a shit. But you know. Yep. Oh shit, I haven't even checked out any planes. Thank God, Vaughn. Thank God. I haven't even checked out any planes today. I can't believe I haven't checked out one plane. I've just not been on Flight Trader or 88SB at all. Let's check it out here, guys. See what's going on. See what's going on. Do you guys want to see what's going on? All right, come along. All right, we got a Russian plane. The National Guard. Yeah, expected. The National Syrian Air, of course. Silkway Airlines. Wow. Wow. Took off from India. Of course they did. Bricks. Yeah. So we got some jets up here. What we got? We got a that's Albatross. It's not anything serious. What we got here? We got another Albatross. Yep. Not a lot of planes over the U.S. We gotta be honest. There's a very few amount of planes over the U.S. It is Friday night, right? Or it is Friday, but you know, sometimes I think there's more than one than this still amount of planes. But you know, we got a bunch of C5s, some tankers, some cargo planes in Alaska. U.S. Coast Guard. Oh, Super Hercules, fair enough. U.S. Coast Guard, though. We got an AN 124, two AN 124. See where they go. We have a Russian airliner taking off from where? Funny thing is, I didn't even see it said Russia. I just knew, I knew automatically it was going to be Russia. Where did it take off from? Where do you think it took off from, idiots? Took off from China. Why? Well, who knows, right? Obviously. We also have another Russian airliner. Well, that's not Russian. That's Turk minus. Okay. Well, it's going back to a bunch of, yeah, I mean, either, you know, I've been taking a look at this air activity going on. I mean, I think whatever Russia has done and is doing, they are working the Asian market right now, and they are working their way around their bricks. They're tightening their strengths. They're doing things. They're, you know. They're doing a lot of annoying stuff. See if we have any special planes up. We got the C5s. We have that one back here. Another C5. Bunch of big ass cargo planes, it appears. I have not seen, maybe there's a tanker and another tanker, and one more C5. There is, yeah, cargo planes and a Gulfstream 5 in Alaska from the United States military. There's DC, Douglas, another C5, another C5. There is one, two. Oh, we got an E6 outside the coast of Los Angeles. There you go, guys. There's one special guy there. We got an E6 just outside Los Angeles. Check this out. We have an E6 outside here. E6. We have so we have this one as well. We got a C5 and another C5. So we got 1, 2, 3 C5 on the coast there, and we have KR one's a tanker. We have a P8, no surprise there. We have probably another P8 down here. Yeah, we got another P8 down there. We have one more C5 over here. And another C5 over there. So that's what? That's five C5s up at once right now. They're doing a lot of airlifting right now because C5s. Oh, actually, there's six C5s right now up. 6 of them. 6 of them. These are big birds. The biggest transport plane that the U.S. Army has. And that means that they're moving a lot of fucking stuff. You know? Well, you know. And what's really weird is that there is not like a single plane up over Europe right now, except for one plane, which is the Malta military Haran drone. There's not one. I mean, I don't know if my thing is glitching out here. I'll try and reload it. I'll try and reload it here. I'll really try and reload right here. Such a cool drone. I really like the Heron drone. It's such a cool looking drone. There's no planes over Europe. I mean, like not like there's one American Globemaster in Turkey, but that's not in Europe. You know, sorry Turkey, but not one. Not one. And it's Friday night. I get it's Friday night, but there usually is at least 1 or 2 planes up over the US. Sorry, America. Sorry, Europe. Not even one in. There's not even one in the UK. Not one plane right now, guys. Like it like. Flight Trader is showing the same thing, other than the drone, right? And of course, I mean, there's, you know, of course there is a bunch of civilian, how you say it, commercial planes, bunch of commercial planes. But go to military. There ain't one. Something down here with no call sign, the military, French military, but it's not in the air. That's a little spooky. And the fact we could barely see any special planes over Europe, over United States, and the fact that there's a E6 right there as well, right? But the fact that there's only like big cargo planes and yeah, like nothing over Asia as well. I mean, it's not unusual to see nothing over Japan or something like that. There's some things going on here in Australia. Nothing military wise. There's not a lot of military planes in Australia. We got a Super King and a Cyrus, but that's pretty much it. Or we also got this Australian transport, whatever plane transport, I think. All right, so not every day you see literally the factor of no planes over Europe. I certainly have not seen like where there's no planes, because usually there is one or two planes over the EU. I mean, they could be turning it off for some kind of exercise or something, but I usually see like either a Polish plane or something up. But yeah. A bunch of commercial planes. Let's not, discourage the fact that there's, of course, a lot of commercial planes flying. But there usually is always commercial planes flying, you know? So, guy, look at this. So there's a fish. He drops his own fishing rod in the fucking ocean. Tries to get it up there, right? Drops the fish because the fish is no longer there. And it's long ears going to get his fishing rod. Catches the fish. He gets the fish. You know? Fish goes out of the net because there's a hole in it. Pulls that back. Gives up.
GoPro. Stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.
GoPro, and GoPro doesn't even want to fucking listen. Oh, that's so good. Why the fuck? Oh, that's so good. He just gave up. He just gave up. Like he lost everything within hours. So in and out cooking. All right, fair enough. God damn. I mean, cap the benefits of that, you guys. And I'm tired. Here's a list of yeah. So here's the list. France, Germany, United States, Nigeria, Ivory Coast has all been expelled from Niger. Their ambassadors have been expelled by Niger Junja. It looks like we're seeing the first pretext of what could be a war happening here in Africa. Take away some of our attention from the Ukraine war, but to be honest with you, I think we better just leave them to their own sort of interventions here. If France wants to support it, you know, it's really up to them. But in reality, what we really may need to do is just do nothing. I think the best option for us may be to just let them fight out their own. You know, ECOWAS is producing and having their own systems. Yeah. Mm. Like, if you ever see a day, thank you very much, Rapid. Thank you for being here. I assume that you've been in here before since you say that, then. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just watch, don't really comment, which is, I respect it, you know, just, you know, walking around and doing stuff like that, just watching. Very welcome to just watch. And I'm not one of those people who want people to comment. If you have questions, do comment, do ask them, you know. You know, I'll try and answer them the best I can. You know. Daily news of Ukraine as 25th of 8. Okay, so let's get this up here, guys. We'll watch flash news here. Get these this right here. All right.
Зера. Аминь. Будьте вы прокляты. Все забрали, брат уехал. Аллах yardımcınız olsun. Allah yardımcınız olsun. Ya Rabbi. Да проклянет вас Аллах. Будьте вы прокляты. Будьте вы прокляты. Почему вы себя так ведете? На каком основании вы... Нет. Нет, Анда. Столько несправедливости.
Фук.
Ага, смотри, мам. Беспилотник полетел.
I want to bring out that right there as well, because one thing I've talked about before, in the throughout series here is that there's always a sound of a war, right? You have in World War One, you may have had the artillery shells. That was sort of the most famous sound of that war, or you know the guy with the the scary sounds. You know, the guy with the flute. You know the ooh, you know that thing. And I think in World War II, it was definitely the Stuka, and I showed it before. In World War II, where the German plane called the Stuka sound, you know, was definitely one of the most famous sounds you have when you have this sound right here. Right? And now in this modern war, right, you have this.
Ага, смотри, мам. Беспилотник полетел.
That right there, I'm very certain is gonna be the sound of this war. The drone war has begun, guys. And I think the most scary sound of this war is gonna be the damn drones. Kamikaze drones. That guy having a. What does it sound like? He's having a Geiger counter. So it's like he's walking with a Geiger counter or something like that. So they're gonna go to school. 1.5 was allocated from the budget from the arrangement of the shelter. So they're talking about putting Ukrainian children back to schools and having to do it in bomb shelter or way underground. So I think that's, you know, clever precision right there again. We just talked about that guy? Holy shit. What the fuck? What? This guy looks like a fucking alien or something. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, thank God he does it, right? But yeah, the main issue of the future security order in Europe and Finland is the ability to restrain Russian aggression against Ukraine, said the country defense minister Anidi Hak. What is defense minister? I didn't mean that. He just looks a bit weird. Doesn't matter.
This should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was...
Elected, did you pardon yourself? President Trump,
President.
are you ready to go to trial?
I was just different from the previous side.
Did you pardon yourself? Mr. President, we heard you burping the plane. Did you pardon yourself before burping, or did you pardon yourself after burping? Now we need to know, Mr. President. Did you take a shit and then pardon yourself? Now we need to know, Mr. President. Did you fart? Did you pardon yourself? Now listen, Mr. President. You got out of jail. You're not going to jail. You're very rich. Did you pardon yourself? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Just gonna build a great wall, and I'm gonna just relax. At the border to stop the animals' coastal strolls into Russia. Ooh, hello.
Слава Україні!
Slava Ukraina. Slava Ukraina. Yes. Alright. So, great stuff, guys. Let's quote something. I will see you guys tomorrow. I didn't even plan to go live today. Usually I would allow myself to take a day off, but you know, so much stuff happening, and I think we've gone through it. I'll keep you updated. You know, if Niger does go to war, I'll probably come back live. I mean, it just looked like something's about to happen here, guys. Military leader has been told to remain on alert until further notice. Nigerian military has been ordered to state of heightened combat readiness. Alright, guys. I'll go off for now. If Niger does go to war tonight, I'll come back live. I promise you that. Have a good night. And anything does happen, we'll see. I'll see you maybe later, or then I'll see you tomorrow.